Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Crystal, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Good morning. I'm in my flat in Rochester, Kent. We've got a chance of showers and rain if it's not raining already. I was trying to, so we've got a chance of showers and rain up here in my flat. It feels warm in this flat. It feels really warm, even though the weather outside is dismal and it's probably spitting with rain. It feels like an oven in this flat. I've just made my cup of herbal tea, spiced ginger tea. So Alexa wakes me up at 7:20 every day, telling me what the weather's going to be like, so that I do actually get up. Otherwise,
Good morning, Crystal.
Otherwise, sometimes I wouldn't bother to get up the way I've been feeling lately. So let's break down what happened last night. So the guy upstairs came in about 6:30, half an hour before I go out to walk my dog. There was a load of dog barking when he came in. It was really loud dog barking. I could hear his feet on the ceiling, but it wasn't for long. So there, where the guy parked his car last night, there was a red. The night before, there was a red car there, and then he came home at 6:30ish, and he parked behind this red car down the bottom of the road. So he didn't park outside where we lived because there was no space. I get rattled sometimes because when he comes in, they've either been going at it for a couple of hours next door, or they start to get noisy. This time it wasn't too bad, and I don't want to make things worse, but it wasn't too bad. You could hear them, but it wasn't too bad. So I just waited until about 7:00ish to take Max for a walk, and the weather hasn't been great lately. It's been warm, and people have been going out in shorts and t-shirts because it's like close weather, but there's no sunshine, no sun. So I went out the back of the flats, the back way, because I don't like being barked at. I don't think anybody does. It's when you go outside, and then because it alerts everybody, because people go over to the windows, what's that dog barking, and it draws attention to yourself, and I don't like attention on me. I just want to go out and walk my dog. So I didn't go out the front because her dogs at the bottom bark every time someone walks past, and it's annoying. So I went out the back way and I walked across the road, and when I usually go up to the top to walk my dog, there was a load of people when it's normally relatively quiet, and I thought, right, I'll go where I went yesterday morning. So I went up where I went yesterday morning. There was a Chinese noodle packet on the floor. There's always food wrappers or receipts, like, when someone's bought clothing and they've ripped the tag off and it shows you, they've spent £60 on a pair of trainers or something. There's either receipts on the floor, price tags of what someone's bought, or food wrappers. And considering how many bins are around this place, it's unbelievable. So I went where I went yesterday morning, and it was quiet. There was no problems. But last night, it was horrible. It was horrible. So basically I walked down towards the riverside, but down the bottom, not up the top where the field is, down the bottom where the blue crane is, but opposite it. And I started walking, and I thought, oh my God, it reminded, do you remember I think it was last year and the year before, I started to get a load of crap when I walked down the bottom. There was a Sainsbury's delivery driver shouting and about something smelly in the back of his lorry. Well, that crap started again. I haven't had that for a long time. It's been relatively okay when I've been walking around that area, but that crap started. So, this lady was walking. She had blackish hair, black dark brown hair, short, up, and it was up, and she had glasses, and she was walking just opposite me, and she was walking to number 9. So she was walking to a house with number 9 on it, and she had a Next bag in her hand. It was black and white, so the background of the bag was white, and then you had Next written in capital black letters. And she was like showing the bag to me, and then when she realised I was looking, she put the bag from this hand into this one, and she went into number 9. As I walked past that number 9 door, there was a car of a similar build to the guy upstairs' car. It was similar, but it was more posher. And a guy got in it. He had curly black hair, little beard, and it sounded like he got in the car and went, "Oh, it's horrible." But before he got in the car, he leaned into the car, was messing about with something, and he went, "It's horrible." And then it sounded like he got into the passenger seat and he went, "Yuck." That's what it sounded like to me. Now, they do these street theatrics and scenarios to make you think things inside your mind and feel horrible, or someone doesn't like you, because the number of the door was number 9. The number of the car, the colour of the car was dark, like his car upstairs. And yeah, that's what it's done to make you feel. So I wear a sweatshirt. Number 1, because I like it. Number 2, it's not lined with fleece, which makes it hot when you're in the warm weather. So it's got no fleece in it. It's a lovely little top. It's nice and big, and I use it to cover myself up outside at night. And I wear it a lot, and it's got New York on it. And at my age, I'm not fashion conscious. I don't care about the fashion. I'm not into like worrying about my weight, size, or what I look like at my age. It doesn't bother me. So I've walked past this car where this young lad has gone, it's horrible. And it's like the guy next door when he was shouting at his dogs, "Fuck off, fucking move." It's not. So he made it sound like he was swearing at his dogs next door, but he was probably aiming at me. They were doing the same thing. He was talking to someone in the car, but I felt like it was aimed at me. Then I walked further on up towards, there's a children's playground, and it was a bit far from that, just far from that. There was this couple with 2 kids, and the woman was about 20, 25, something like that. She had the same colour hair as me. She was a lot thinner, and she was wearing a Manhattan top. Or Stockholm. It was something like that. I can't remember. It might have been Stockholm, actually. Stockholm. She had Stockholm on a blue sweatshirt. She was a lot thinner than me. Now, I've got a large chest. I've also got endometritis. So even if I slim down, I would still have like a big belly. I've got endometritis. So they take the mickey out of my weight. They take the mickey out of what I look like, and they take the mickey out of my clothing. And then people say to me sometimes, I'm not taking the mickey out of people. They've been doing it to me for years. They've been doing it to me for several years. It's called street theatrics. They're gang stalkers. They mimic your clothing. They mimic your movements. They mimic members of your family. So I'd already felt pissed off. You've got the woman going into number 9 with the next bag staring at me. Then you've got the guy going horrible. And then you've got the woman dressed in a top similar to mine, a lot skinnier. Walk past them, and then there's a guy that looks like my son with a baseball cap, sat on a bench, bare legs in shorts, and he's on his phone. It's not my son, is it? Obviously, because my son doesn't live down here. He lives in London. So they mimic my son. They're staged, organised gang stalking, street theatrics. That's what they do. And they're also eavesdropping in my flat. I know it sounds wild, but if you look up gang stalking, many other people suffer from it. So they mimic, they copy, they try to make you feel awful, so you're under their control and you're miserable inside your flat. And I have to fight it every day to go outside and just be me. So I walked past the guy that was supposed to mimic my son, sat on a bench talking on his loudspeaker. I carried on walking down the road, and by now I felt horrible, because they love to pick on your weight, make you feel insecure about the size of yourself. And everybody's a different shape or size. People have got flaws, and there's not one of us that hasn't got a flaw, like a scar or a chipped nail, a chipped tooth, something. There's no one in this planet that is perfect. No one. So I keep saying to myself, ignore them. But it was really horrible and nasty. The ganging up on me last night was horrible. So I thought, right, I'm going to walk around the fields. It's hot, it's sticky. My flat feels like a sauna. So I took Max around the field. And at first there was nobody on there. No one. Then there was a jogger that looked like Mr. UK TikTok official. And Mr. UK TikTok official had been in London dancing, and he had a pair of shorts on with black boxers underneath. And he was dancing on a rock over the M25 with oncoming traffic beeping at him with a red speaker to his ear. And he was dancing, and his trousers, he's losing weight. So his trousers were falling down and you could see his black boxers. So this jogger was pulling up his black boxers. He was pulling them up. As I was on the field, he was jogging around the field, and he was tugging at his black boxers, or his black shorts. So that was really about it. There was a couple of joggers. As I was coming off the field, there was a young black woman with short black hair. A young black woman, thin, with short black hair. She was walking towards me, and I was coming off the field. So I went up the steps, turned around. There was a man on a bench, and then it started to get busy, the traffic. And where I do my photos, they try and stop me doing my photos. They don't want people to know I come from Rochester. So they keep congregating where I do my photos to, try and stop me filming and doing my little videos for YouTube and TikTok. So they start to block where you're doing your videos, just stand there, or strange people appear I've never seen before where I'm trying to do my videos. So I got a bit agitated. I started holding the camera up and filming because I was getting a bit stressed out. And this red car comes out of nowhere. It's a big red car, and it starts reversing near me and Max. It starts turning round quite close to me and Max, and I didn't see it coming. So I rushed out the way to get onto the pavement. I didn't realise it was right behind us, but I kept my cool. I didn't shout, I didn't get cross. Now this red car is relevant because when I used to do live streams in TikTok, there was a guy that I was speaking to called Stephen. And I didn't believe he was a real person. I thought it was a fake profile sending me fake pictures, and I blocked him. And then he tried to get hold of me somewhere else, and I blocked him again, and he did it again, and I blocked him again. And one of the pictures that he sent to me was of a big red car. So they keep sending replicas of this big red car where I live in Rochester, and one reversed really close to me and Max last night by the Rochester Riverside office. So you've got the next bag and this car reversing really close to me and Max last night. I just held myself together. I carried on. I did a couple more videos, and then I walked slowly into my flat. Now, there was a red car in front of the guy upstairs, Ford Mondeo, last night down the road. So it's on videotape. I recorded it. I recorded my journey last night, so it's on video. They're getting increasingly bullying, harassing. The street theatrics is escalating. Normally it wouldn't be so often. It's escalating now, like 6 or 7 times a day, these incidents. A black bald-headed man rang my buzzer about it was at 3 something yesterday afternoon. Bald-headed black man, and that was for it was dog food, tails.com, for number 3, the blonde lady. And my mum had said to me, when you come up, I've got dog and cat food for you. So number 3 got a box of dog food. They eavesdropping in the flat, and you have to live and you have to speak and you have to live with it. So you have to be super sharp, super clever to outwit these animals. They are animals. They're listening into the flat about your where you're going, what you're doing. And when someone comes into your flat, they're obviously listening to you as well. And it's disgusting, because if I had a boyfriend and I invited him back to my flat, they're obviously listening to intimate conversations and what you're doing. And that's another reason why I'm single. I don't want to put someone else through this. They are disgusting. This is why they're trying to underhandedly threaten me to shut up, because they're eavesdropping in my flat. And I know they're listening into personal conversations, because I've had my sons in the flat, just inviting them round like a mother and son do, or a mother and daughter. Or if you invite your grandmother or your mother, you have conversations with your family. They're listening to it. There's no excuse for the abuse I suffered with my father, because they were listening to what my dad was doing to me. And this is another reason why they are running scared, because they were listening to what my dad was doing to me. So when he was abusing me at the caravan parks and in 55 Victoria Road, Chatham's house, they were listening to what he was doing to me, okay? And I am livid, I am cross. They are preventing me get justice. The places where I've lived and where I'm going are bugged, and they're eavesdropping. So if and when I move to a new place, they probably would have like rigged it up already. I have not signed a contract for television or reality TV or anything like Big Brother either. See, dogs barking when I'm speaking. They try and drown you out. It's a big dog barking, look. I believe my mum's flat is bugged as well. My mother's flat. My mum and dad's flat is bugged as well. And yeah, over the next coming like months we'll prove that too. That my mum's flat is bugged up in Chatham. That is somebody scared of abuse coming out. That is. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning, and up. Today's Yorkshire Day, celebrating the UK's largest county. To pay homage, I've been on Ilkley Moor Bartad. I nearly caught my death a cold. To hear what else I got up to, ask me. Have you been to Yorkshire?
Alexa, have you been to Yorkshire?
And I have. It were rate good.
Alexa, what's the time, please?
The time is 8:38 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Friday the 1st of August.
Pinch punch, first day of the month, guys. 1st of August. Alexa, what's the weather outlook?
In Rochester, it's 16 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy skies. Today, you can expect clouds and showers, with a high of 21 degrees and a low of 11 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
Did you hear about the baker who got rich? She used her loaf and made a lot of dough.
Alexa, which celebrity was born on this day?
Celebrities born on the 1st of August include Jason Momoa, Jack O'Connell, Katie Boulter, John Carroll Lynch, and Mrunal Thacker.
Alexa, who is Jason Momoa?
According to Wikipedia, Joseph Jason Namakia Momoa is an American actor.
Alexa, how old is Jason Momoa?
Jason Momoa is 46 years old.
Right, guys. So we gather that something crooked and bent is going on. You just have to outwit these monsters. And I have to live every day of my life, like, you know, wary of going outside where I'm going. And they're trying to keep me under control with these weird characters outside doing weird things, trying to scare and manipulate. So you ain't gonna meet a real person. You ain't gonna meet a real person on a dating site, because these gang stalkers are in my dating sites with these fake profiles of a man holding a fish and all that kind of thing. You ain't gonna meet no one, right? So I have to live a solitary life, an isolated life, because everybody that they send out to me is involved in this conspiracy, cover-up and gang stalking. The workmen, the council workers, my son's written a letter to the council to try and get me out of my flat, and they've escalated the noise. They've made the noise worse again. Instead of helping me move, they've escalated the noise. Now this is leading up to the guy upstairs kids, and they're coming over this weekend and they stomp on my ceiling and they scream. So instead of trying to help me, they're making it worse, because they want me to bang the ceiling, because it's like a virtual reality show. If they're snooping and listening to what you're saying, they're hearing you get distressed. And they are stealing the words. Because once I remember shouting, "If you don't shut up, I'm calling the police," to upstairs when the noise was bad. And then the next day, in the newspapers, the police had come out to somewhere and a similar situation. So they're listening into the flat. I know they are. So you wind them up. You give them false information so they go to the wrong place. because I know what they're doing, and they know I know what they're doing, and I can outsmart them every which way but loose. I outsmart them. And if the police aren't going to do their job, yeah, well then you have to make sure that you are not going to be messed around with. And I mean it. Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
Dangerous too, really.
It's like the one, I mean, they appear to be Albanian or Romanian. They certainly appear to be of Eastern European. We can't actually, but yes, it is well known. And a lot of the crimes that, of course, a lot of the people who are arrested for crimes are of that descent. And there's all the different games, aren't there? There's the Cups game and everything else that's being played there. But don't worry, the commissioner can probably look out of his window and have have it as direct eye line.
I know. It's shocking, really. So I think Trump talking about our border, absolutely he's right to say that. I mean, two quick things before I finish. I don't know what about it. We just went to my MP, Bambi MP, this week about Bambi and the way Bambi's changed in the last 30, 40 years. It started with Tony Blair and his sidekick, Barbara Roach. I think she was the lady that did all his kind of lady that with lots of immigration.
She was the immigration minister for some time.
That's exactly right. And I think she led the chant, obviously, with the Eastern Europe and then, of course, the Tories. Maybe.
Well, never forget the Blair aide who said they wanted to rub the nose of the right in it, and that was the right wing, of course. And that was why in some parts they opened the floodgates. And, of course, do you remember them telling that they would come in small numbers? And they stopped counting when it's 500,000. It was, unfortunately, part of the problem that we see now. Keith, thank you for your input. Whatever happened to Sharon? Give us a call if you're listening. Brian's in Rayleigh. You're on the radio, Brian. Good morning.
Morning, Nick. The whole thing's got out of hand. I don't know if you want to see what's going on, have a look at Crime Stoppers. These are the people they can't have them caught. And about 70, I'd say 70%, I'm not exaggerating, maybe more, of the wanted are foreign criminals. It's just...
I mean, I haven't seen Crime Stoppers. I would be surprised if it's that high a percentage.
It is. Nick, I assure you, I've counted the numbers. I'm looking at it now. They've got the lines of 4 people. The one I'm looking at now, they're all foreign criminals, all 4.
All right, OK. Well, I'm sure if we scroll further down or turn to the next page or whatever, there'll be plenty of domestic-born criminals. What is the action that needs to be taken, Brian?
I think we've got to close the borders, to be honest.
No, that doesn't.
What's happening in Hungary now. They've just stopped. They've stopped all entry.
You don't want to be like Hungary. That's a very repressive.
Oh, we don't want to be like we are as well. I mean, it's got out of hand. I mean, the number of people.
Yeah, I look. Where you are right is that we are in a pretty poor place. In that one person arrives every 12 minutes. We've now hit that record of 25,000. That was what we talked about in the first hour, Brian. We now hear that we've got nearly 7,000 overseas prisoners costing us £360 million. I agree, but and as I said earlier, it's so much for Sir Keir Starmer wanting to recognise the state of Palestine. Perhaps he'd like to recognise the state of the United Kingdom, the country which he has overall responsibility. But let's run away with the whole idea that we're going to close the borders. That takes nobody anywhere, really, Brian, in all honesty. Let's feature some of the social media that's coming in. We talked in the previous hour about that problem of people arriving and the government promise that 35,000 people are being deported. Margaret asks a fair question. How many of those 35,000 have crossed the channel? I'm not interested in those people who just overstayed their visas. We are being gaslit. Same subject. This comes in from John. It's quite simple. We need a government that's prepared to take action and not always court popularity. Margaret Thatcher once said, it's not what we say, it's what we do. We need to go back to those days. Keep them coming. And coming up after news, very much in at the headlines, the other side of the Atlantic in the United States, the fate of the so-called Epstein files. We'll be speaking with the brother of Ghislaine Maxwell after the news. 8:45 LBC News Headlines, Thomas Watts.
Donald Trump has unveiled the next step of his tariff war against dozens of US trading partners. A landmark ruling will be made by the Supreme Court this afternoon on car finance compensation. And a US special envoy is due to inspect an aid distribution site in Gaza. LBC weather dry with sunny spells for many, a high of 22 degrees.
LBC Travel, I'm Lucy Knowles. On the M20, an entry slip road is closed westbound at Junction 8 for Maidstone services, with delays to Leeds Castle. That's because of an accident. Things are slow on the M4 onto the elevated section eastbound from Junction 3 for Hayes to Junction 2 for Brentford. In Neasden, there are queues on the A406 North Circular Road westbound from the M1 Junction 1 for Staples Corner to the Neasden interchange. That's in the roadworks area. The A40 in Hillingdon is partially blocked eastbound due to an accident before Hillingdon Circus, with delays to Junction 1 for Denham. And service is suspended on South Western Railway eastbound between Virginia Water and Felton and Raisbury and Felton. That's due to signal problems.
This is LBC.
With Little Plus Bakery Spin, simply shop and spin to win a free Little Bakery coupon on every shop. Download Little Plus and get at the retail